What's up, everybody? It's DoDGeR here. Welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Lich King patch 2.2 version 6. Today we have a 2v2 on Buckland. Oh, hello. So let's get in there and take a look. I'm not off to the side of the screen. We have our first player, Easter Egg, who is also known as Till, as it said in the replay. So I'll be referring to him as Till instead of Easter Egg, just because it's much easier. And we have his ally, MattysMirk, as a Mordor there. The opposing team, let's see what we got. We got DoDGeR is Men of the West, and his ally is also Men of the West Striker. So we got two Men of the West versus a Mordor and an Eisen. Sweet. Good versus evil once again. Always kind of cool to see those matchups. So we'll see who triumphs, good or evil. So we have a pit here going down for MattysMirk. We have Till going for the it's almost called a tavern. Shit. It still has a tavern picture. Look at that. It's still got the tower on the top. The clan setting, of course. For them. Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, we have Gondor Soldier Start going for DoDGeR, and Striker also going for Gondor Soldier Start. So, it'll be soldiers on soldiers. No cav here or there. Looks like we have another orc pit going down. Two orc pits, in fact. So we're going to have three orc pits over here. And we'll just have one, of course, clan setting. Clan settings are expensive, so you can't exactly throw down multiple clan settings very quickly, at least. Because they are 600 apiece. An orc pit, on the other hand, is 300 or so. Much more reasonable, of course. So you can get a lot more of those. Alright, it's Matty going for his first battalions of orcs. They're getting out in the field. There's one of them. And of course I'm casting on the HD edition of Rise of the Lich King's Alpha once again. That is not released, so don't ask. But that is why they have shields and such. Alright, so there's the Rohan Spearman. This is his first choice unit. Second choice unit, actually. His first unit is on the field and it is taking the outpost there. DoDGeR, on the other hand, is sending some Gondor soldiers over here to combat some Wildmen. The Wildmen are buffed, though, but still, even then, Gondor soldiers do pretty well because the Wildmen are kind of weakly armored, but they actually are doing quite well without the buff, or with the buff rather. And there's two battalions of them as well, which definitely helps. So the Wildmen should win out there easily. Looks like they're also fighting over here with torch upgrades. Wildmen with torch upgrades against Gondor soldiers without. Well, they do have a buff, I guess. Although it looks like these were buffed as well. Perhaps two war chants have already been used. No, one of them had eye. Oh, he must have war chanted them, split them up. Of course, that makes sense. All right, DoDGeR is sending a battalion in here to ravage this furnace. A single Wildman with a torch. All that's left remains in the defense force. Not a whole lot. We got orc archers out in the field now for Matty. Also getting more orcs on the field as well. Starting to get lumber mill production going, which is good, as lumber mills will help boost your economy very, very much. So it's always wise to try and get some lumber mills in the field because they're a bit, as we all know, a bit OP. So might as well use them. Not necessarily before making farms, but you know, you still need your farms for your command points. But if you can actually make certain, like say a certain faction with burrows expansions, you could actually run off burrows expansions and lumber mills instead of building farms, which is kind of funny. I don't know if I recommend it, but I don't know if it's bad either. It's just different, I guess. Now, of course, you can always have tunnels, as you do. That little amount of soldiers from Striker shouldn't be too much to worry about. Striker does have a big force down here, though. He's relying heavily on Rohan Spearman for some reason, which... I mean, maybe he's preemptively waiting for the Haradrim Lancers to come in, but I'm not seeing any. And he started getting them as like a second unit. Maybe he didn't know. I guess best prepare for a cav before you know. Before you pay for it in blood. It's a fair philosophy. Of course, Rohan Spearman not going to do terribly great against the orc warriors, though. Ideally, you don't want to use those too much, but at the same time, better safe than sorry, eh? And they're pretty tanky when you porcupine them, I guess, so it's not like they're bad. Let your archers take some shots. Like so. We got crossbows out and Urukai pikemen out for Till. So he's getting the stuff out. Transitioning away from the Wildmen. He can still supplement his army with Wildmen, though. Or upgrade to the Exors, which is also very good as well. I personally think Exors are always a great addition to a Isengard army. Once you upgrade Exors, they're quite good. Isengard's an army that really benefits from upgrades when you give them out, so if you can rush for upgrades without sacrificing too much, usually is pretty good, especially when you can throw them on stuff like Exors, which makes them exponentially better. And we have our first Rohirrim battalion on the field for DoDGeR. Has potential to get a nice run through, but still microing his pikes to get in the way there. Looks like DoDGeR's put his Rohirrim into bow mode, now into spear mode again, and he will pull them out, as that's not a good scenario for him to be in. Meanwhile, Matty is pushing in on Striker, doing fairly well. It looks like he's got a couple battalions of level 5 goblin archers, or orc archers rather, in there. That's pretty good. Striker, of course, has himself a Boromir. Where's this DoDGeR? Striker. Okay. Right. They both have names that end in Kerr. Confusing. Alright, we got Gondor archers, Gondor swordsmen coming out. He's got a well, a couple wells there to heal up his troops and his allies' troops, which is great. His ally doesn't have to build wells, he can drive over there. He can ride over there and heal up his stuff. I do feel like Till is getting the better of DoDGeR over on this side, though, currently. Unfortunately, his Wildmen a bit out of position. He managed to micro a little bit of them out of harm's way just in the nick of time, though. And that should leave him enough to actually take out this barracks. Wildmen and torches do incredible good damage to buildings, so try and utilize them as you can. You can also sneak them around as well, because they hide in trees. Only the Wildmen do, though. The Wildmen Axlors don't. But you can sneak them in trees, go through a tree line, and just pop out and surprise attack someone with torches. It's actually pretty effective if you can get it going. Levels Boromir, level 2. He has used his Horn of Gondor already. And Matty is going to struggle a little bit to push through here, especially with the cav support from his ally. Cav support from the enemy's ally, rather. We have Gothmog in the field for Matty to lead the orcs of Mordor into battle. And we have more pikes and archers and orcs on the way. Till, meanwhile, has more Wildmen. He's got pikes as well. Continue to get Wildmen and more pikes also. It's a very Wildman pike heavy game. But definitely, I'd say DoDGeR needs to get his economy back forward. Getting that going again, because as you see, well, yeah, he's at 350, which is pretty low. Both evil teams are at 575 and 525. We got 350, now 300 for DoDGeR, who's... That means he has, like, what, 2 farms? Yeah. It's not great. You can't really run an army off 2 farms. And then his ally doing a little bit better, but not by much. But he's definitely in a much better spot. And he's also got statues, which are actually decreasing cost of his infantry as well, which is very useful. So we're seeing a delayed arrow volley there. It's always a weird bug. But DoDGeR has chosen arrow volley and rally call as his power. Till has gone for devastation, Creebine, war chance. MattysMirk has industry, war chance. I have Sarn, and let's see. We of course got arrow volley and rally call. Oh, they both went for arrow volley, rally call. How odd. Most players go for Bombadil. Not arrow volley usually. An interesting choice. I can't remember Bombadil's below rally call though. I think Bombadil ends up doing a lot more damage. You can't dodge Bombadil as well as you can dodge Arrow Volley. But if you have Boromir, you can't dodge Arrow Volley very well anyway, so it's a pretty good combo of power to use. Dodger's still struggling to keep his farms alive here. I'd say his ally's doing quite well. Striker's got a pretty solid force and he's pushing and doing pretty well against Matty. But I do feel like maybe DoDGeR is not doing nearly as well. Although DoDGeR is harassing his enemy as well. He does have a couple of times to roll him in here, and he's trying to take some furnaces out. Till has bought Sharku in retaliation to his enemy's Cav. Sharku's not terrible at countering Cav, because of course he's one of the few units that can actually catch him. It looks like Till is going for battering rams. That could be very, very bad for DoDGeR there. I guess we'll see. There goes the arrow volley once again. It doesn't. Oh, that's another delayed arrow volley. I hate that. I hate that so much. I didn't even see any corpses from it, so I didn't assume it went off. Nobody's even hurt. Must have been a Mordor arrow volley, if I'm honest. No, it was not. Oh. It sounds like Golem's not happy. And he has died to the fortress, looks like. The ring has been dropped. Could be claimed, but of course saving up 10 grand. Well, 9 grand in Mordor or the West case. Because they have the banner thing and the Fires of Doom. Doom Pyres, rather. Is another question. Still, a lot of money. Gothmog's here in full catch-up form. And Boromir and his army will run away because Gothmog is scary in full catch-up form. He does a lot of damage. Not something you particularly want to mess with. Sharku, of course, at level 3 gives leadership to Wargs and Warg Riders. Not that he's using any of them, but still. He's still pretty good, especially against Gondor soldiers and stuff. You see there, he's just whittling away at them. And once he gets, what is it called? This power, Man-Eater. It's actually pretty effective. Although he's going to lose him to some Rohan Spearmen there. Because he wasn't paying attention. Unfortunates. A couple more battering rams on the way. Fort hasn't taken any damage yet, but I don't think that he's going to have enough defenses to target down a battering ram while fending off the Uruks. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Battering rams going on the fort, that thing will go down fairly quickly, so we're going to need to hurry, I think. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Striker is going to be able to crack Matty that easily. Matty's actually starting to push him back, I feel like. He's also got the Mouth of Sauron out there, who's just about dead, but he got out of there. Also, Matty has catapult support as well. There's an arrow volley going down. Actually, that was a long shot, wasn't it? Indeed it was. I heard the bird sound from the rain. Yeah. The Rangers. Battering ram is taking a lot of damage off the fort. They have rebuilt it once. Do they have 2 rebuilds? Striker does have the ability to get rebuilt. He probably should. I mean, if he doesn't get rebuild, he should really be telling his ally to get rebuild. But it doesn't seem that is the case. I guess he's very busy at the moment, which is fair enough, as he's fending off the hordes of Mordor. And the addition of catapults is going to make things incredibly difficult for the Men of the West. Because he's really relying on his archers, and the catapults just really tear them to shreds. Mordor catapults are very good, coming with the fire shot, of course. Yeah, Boromir using the Horn of Gondor, stunning the army. Of course, that's not going to stun the catapults, and then we'll continue to fire. Tower Guard's actually tanking that very nicely, it turns out. Oh my god. It is a bit baffling he's not getting rebuild to rebuild his allies fort. I'm not gonna lie. Are they not communicating at all? Or is he maybe he thinks he's fine? I don't know. I mean, he very well might be fine, but very well may not be fine. Guess we'll find out. soon enough. We have a Rohan summon. Rohirrim. Oh, we have a Kamul out in the field for Matty. But it looks like Striker has brought out the Rohirrim. It's definitely going to help him get rid of the catapults and stuff. With 3 summoned units. Down goes Gothmog, dying to the might of Boromir in the Rohirrim. Very nice. And I do feel like DoDGeR, Striker rather, is making ground here. Once he gets rid of this barricade, he should be able to make pretty good ground against forces of Mordor. Looks like Matty has claimed the ring, but of course, like I said, it's probably not going to get a Sauron. Let's be honest. But hey, maybe he'll surprise me, who knows. He does have a Gatewatcher expansion though, which is very useful. And we'll keep, of course, things from getting too close to his fortress. 4 battering rams. Oh dear. Well, he's going to attempt to battering ram spam him dead. He has taken quite a bit of damage economy-wise, though, it's got to be said. Till doesn't have a whole lot left other than a few furnaces and a lumber mill. So, some damage has been done. He's actually going to lose this furnace here as well. But he is going for the attack with a very small force, it's got to be said, though. I think the Rohirrim and the Gondor soldiers and stuff will be able to stop this without too much trouble. Although, if they even get on the fort with, like, 2 of them, they will get that fort down. But really, the pikemen that he sent in first are basically dead now. I guess it's a matter of time. Will he stop these battering rams? I don't think so now. He needs to turn these into sword mode or spear mode immediately. And of course, his ally hasn't managed to get his rebuild off on his fortress like he should have. As he went for Rohirrim summon instead. He has thrown up something in the way though. The arrow tower is blocking majority of these from actually attacking. He does save the fortress. Very nice. Very, very clutch play. If that arrow tower did not block those battering rams, he would have died. Hands down. I mean, he wouldn't have died, but he would have lost his fort. And that usually leads to players not doing so well, as you might expect. As you lose all kinds of benefits from losing your forts. You lose your power access. You lose the steady income from your fortress. You lose the defense it provides. It's just generally not a good thing to lose your fortress. But I do feel like Matty is on the back foot here. Gothmog is gone carnage. Boromir's taking 1 hit, it's taking quite a big chunk of his life. Sauron is back on the field though for Matty. He does have barricades, he does have catapults, catapult expansions, and Rohirrim archers as well. But there's just a lot of men of the West in front of his base. It's going to take a lot of work to get them out of there. Launch skulls is a pretty good option. I'm not sure what he's doing with his catapult, to be honest. Like, I'm legit confused. What is Matty doing with his catapults? Mordor catapults don't have trample either, so it's not like running over guys like ballistas for Isengard do. Actually have trample, and same with demolishers. Those siege weapons actually have the ability to trample over troops. I've seen a tidal wave of ballista trample over an army. It was amusing, to say the least. It's very strange. Yeah, definitely say the base here of Striker is very secure. He doesn't need air towers or anything around his base. But he's able to just field lots of guys very quickly. Pretty strong forces led by Boromir as well. Ooh, alerts has gone carnage, and look at how clumped those guys are. They're getting obliterated. Speaking of ballista, there's a prime example of ballista going over troops. Sort of. Although ballista not very good at going over spearmen, so hopefully he doesn't plan on doing that. God, they are really terrible. Their damage against humans is really bad. Look at that. They can't even kill a single Rohan spearman. They're not even good spearmen. Ugh. Atrocious. Ooh. Looks like Boromir's given experience to his troops. Very cool. So he's got level 2 rangers for free. He's got Aragorn. Nice. Always a lovely addition to your army. Especially in the THD edition. Where he looks in that Return of the King armor. So much cooler. Oh my god. Kamul got absolutely destroyed. Don't mess with buffed Ithilien Rangers and fire arrows. You will burn. Like the heathen kings of old. Alright, we got an Isengard force moving out here with Ballista. Lurtz. Lurtz does have Cripple Strike, and he does have Carnage, but he's a bit wounded. So probably doesn't want to try his luck too much. Yeah, look at that. That Ballista is literally doing nothing. Almost nothing to these buffed Gondor soldiers. It's so bad. And there's no way, of course, to upgrade them at all. Quite depressing. Oh, Lurtz got ran down by the Rohirrim. I'm assuming it was the Rohirrim. Did he die over here? I don't see his body, that's the only thing. He died somewhere, maybe he died in there. Sauron's gonna run for his life now. Aragorn is now level 2. He's got Blade Master. Of course, 100% damage, 100% armor. It's huge. And it looks like Till is just going to be ignored here while Striker and DoDGeR push in on MattysMirk. Honestly, that's a fair point because Till is not in the position to do any damage. Currently, he's just fighting some wargs here from the warg sentry. And apparently they know that Till doesn't really have anything other than this 1 battalion of pikes, which he sent some troops to deal with. So they're free to send some armies at the fort, but unfortunately the Mordor fort's not going to be easy to take out. It's got Morgul sorcery on it, it's got catapult expansions and a gate watcher. It's actually going to be very hard to break. He's going to need siege, and he's going to need a stat. Because even a lot of archers is going to take a lot of damage trying to destroy those catapult expansions. So I definitely say siege is the way forward. There's the arrow volley. Managed to kill a lot of troops. Looks like they are golden though. They do have armor on upgraded on. Words. I do speak them sometimes. But yes, he does have upgrades, so that is very useful indeed. He only has the heavier armor though, which is by all means pretty good. Most players go for Forged Blades first, but sometimes armor definitely not a bad choice either. Personally, I like the armor. Go for armor first. Because your archers are already upgraded with like the damage. You just want your pikemen to really just be tankier, right? So giving them armor makes sense, and swordsmen. And then just let your archers do damage instead of giving everyone Forged Blades. Sauron Gothmog on the field still. Levels Mouth of Sauron, I didn't look. He's level 5, almost level 6. I think once he gets level 6, he gets Evil Eye. 7, never mind. Well, there you go. Evil Eye is pretty useful. Pretty good power. It looks like DoDGeR is pushing in now on Till. And he has brought the siege. He does the Firestones as well, which increases the trebuchet damage exponentially. So, definitely great. Siege is pretty good against buildings. Once you give them those Firestones, they're really, really good against buildings. Which is going Carnage. He's trying to take out these trebuchets. I think he will succeed here. Him and Sharku together should be able to do that. This trebuchet went a bit too forward. So he was trying to target on the fort. He should have worked his way through to the fort, I think. That would have been a better idea, but unfortunately he will have to retreat there. Both these Rohirrim battalions are level 5 though. Everything on the screen right now is from Rohan. He's got Rohan Spearmen. And some Gondor soldiers. You ruined it! Pretty much all Rohan troops though. That's where you look over here. Men of Ithilien, Aragorn, Tower Guards, Gondor soldiers. He's mainly going with soldiers from Gondor, which is kind of cool. Very nice. Aragorn's having a field day. Yeah, looks like the forces of Good will triumph there. Matty will pull back, regroup, try and get some more men together. What do I think Matty needs right now? I don't think Black Riders would be very useful because of all the Tower Guards in the field. Upgraded Tower Guards not going to be very good to throw your Black Riders against. as you expect. He's got a lot of catapults, which is good. Definitely in the step in the right direction. His heroes are good. Oh dear. Well, that's not good for Reddy at all. He's lost both of his heroes. His army is decimated, and the Army of the Dead will chase them back. Of course, Army of the Dead is infamous for giving lots of power points to the person who used it, so... Not in this case, because it actually didn't kill much, but if you kill a whole army with the Army of the Dead, it will get you a shit ton of power points. Which is a downside and something that needs to be fixed, but there's no real easy way to fix it at the moment. Without screwing up a lot of other things. Sadly. But yes, he could have got a lot of power points here, but he got like 4. It's kind of right. Fair enough. That's what happens if you kill like 2 heroes and a battalion of orcs. Orcs, turns out, don't give you a whole lot. There's a Nazgul, though. That will help as long as he keeps them away from these Athilians. I mean, you can still attack the Athilians, of course. But you see, most of them are going to get up. Actually, you should be able to kill all of them. Especially with Lords of Support and the Axelors there. But it does look like we have trebuchet support now for the forces of Striker. Seem to be wailing away to Builder. Poor Builder. How close is Matty to a 25? Oh dear. Just in time to see a Gorgoth Spire hit the army. Well, that's what Matty gets. Or not Matty, that's what Striker gets for just standing in front of the enemy with a fortress upgrade. You never want to just line your army up and just wait right in front of his sight vision. That's a terrible idea. Because not only could he, if he didn't know that, he could have had barrage or something, you know. And a few orcs got roasted. Another thing that's really helping them in the West is the shared marketplace upgrade. As you see, of course. One player has the marketplace. There it is. And both players are getting 15% bonus experience, or farm production. Which is pretty huge. So that's the benefit of having 2 men of the West on the same team. Only one of you have to get the marketplace. And then you both reap the rewards. I'm not sure what Matty can do to turn this around, though. Maybe he can add some movement kill into his army. Could be good if he can get a nice charge off and kill like his heroes or something. It might even be worth sacrificing one to do so. But of course he'd have to watch out for all these Athilians, which will bring down a Mumik pretty quickly. Maybe catapults, Mumiks, Eastling archers, drummer trolls could be pretty good. I think he's relying too much on basic orcs against the upgraded armies of Gondor. Probably not going to go well most of the time. Usually he has Mouth of Sauron though to debuff him at least, but he doesn't at the moment. He is using Haradrim archers, but he isn't using drummer trolls, and I think that's something he is lacking in his army, definitely. Drummer trolls adding leadership to your army is actually pretty huge. So I think that'd be a good addition. Alright, here comes Striker once again. Levels Aragorn now. Level 4. Oh no! There's the Watcher summon, absolutely decimating the Way of the West army. That should free up the Nazgul to take out these trebuchets. If he's got back on his Felbeast at least. She should. One swoop down would crush all 3 of those. But he's opting to run in melee instead. Which I think is a mistake, because they're going to get away probably now. Get on your fucking Felbeast! Oh my god, what is he doing? I'm not sure what Matty's thinking right now, but that is not wise. And there's a dead Nazgul for no reason. He could have flowed and he would have been fine. Oh, killing me. I mean, I can't speak that. I throw my heroes to their death all the time. With reckless abandon. But watching other people do it hurts my soul. Now I know how you all feel. And now he's got still an army of trebuchets that could have easily been dealt with. And there's an army of Rohirrim on the way to deal with his trebuchets. Catapults. Looks like DoDGeR's just playing defense over here while Till builds up a force. Looks like he has a Saruman, which actually could be pretty big, believe it or not. Because DoDGeR doesn't have any heroes. He doesn't have anything really powerful that's going to bring Saruman down quickly. Saruman's free to Wizard Blast and Fireball his way to success. He just has to be careful not to get him run down while he's on cooldown with his powers. I mean, at the point that DoDGeR's at currently, he could have had some heroes or something. I mean, obviously against Lurtz, heroes maybe not always the best, but if you're supporting him with an army, he's going to have to kill his Lurtz to just get in there and kill you. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to go for heroes against Lurtz. Just make sure you can protect him. So he's going to bring down Saruman, it looks like. You should really get his cab over there, because Saruman is not cheap. It might even be worth sacrificing these if he has to. Although they are level 5, so I don't know. Maybe not. See how things are going over here. Looks like Matty still having to play defense. Scorpion Spire's almost off cooldown again. Yeah, there's another Army of the Dead summon. This time from DoDGeR. And Saruman, unfortunately, not very good at running. He didn't bring his track shoes, and he has fallen into shadow. And now a push from DoDGeR could end it. Although these Warg Riders are taking out the siege, which he does need that siege. He doesn't need it that badly, though. He has a lot of melee units over here. Some archers with fire arrows, of course, can do damage to buildings as well, or any units that just try to stop him from destroying things. So I think DoDGeR pretty much sealed the deal over here. He just needs to get another trebuchet to really speed up the process, I think. And there it is. He's got more troops as well, and he'll be sending them in. But Matty is not going to die so easily. Mordor Fort upgraded, very difficult to take out. He's also got Gorgoroth Spire as well. You can bet your butt he's waiting to use it. Although, is that a good point to use it? I don't think he needs to be honest. Mostly all the Men of the West forces are melting away to catapult fire and archers. He's at least got the buff from the Doompires. No, he's actually going to use it. Ah, using it on the trebuchets. Makes sense. Unfortunately, though, doesn't quite do enough damage to destroy it. And that actually netted him a Balrog. Well, not that, but he's got himself a Balrog. And he's going to try and bring down the base of Striker as quickly as possible. Striker placing the beacon. There's a Balrog. Well, isn't that peachy? Although it seems Matty is teaching his Balrog to dance. That's not going to help him too much in destroying the base, sadly. This is not DDR. This is B for me too, I'm afraid. So busting out those moves not going to help too much. But he's getting some damage done. He should really shut down this. This is a level 3 siege works. Not cheap to rebuild. But Matty could actually push back and win here if he's crafty enough. He has completely shut down Striker, pretty much. He's killed all the production buildings that build troops. All he has to do is get rid of that. And he has completely nullified everything. And then he just has to push in with some troops and some siege. And he will have won the game. So, that could be the thing. Oh, and it doesn't look like DoDGeR was able to finish his opponents. So Till will live on. Till's actually sending everything he has to help in bringing down Striker at the moment. Oh, they actually killed the Balrog. Interesting. And there's a failed swoop. I hate when that happens. I think he could have finished that building though, at least. Oh, he's still got Boromir Aragorn, and he's still got upgraded stuff. Matty definitely needs to take advantage of this opportunity, though. No, no, never mind. That's not going to be happening anytime soon. Can Malthusar outrun them? Yes, he can. Is Gothmog in it? No. I was going to say, is Gothmog in the way? That'd be ridiculous. We got Warguards with heavy armor on. Interesting. Warguards, of course, are pretty trash. In this version of 2.2, they're not very good. They do high damage, but against trampling archers and stuff, they're really not the best, are they? We all know that. A lot of aspects of Isengard are kind of weak. Their Warg Riders, their ballista. Well, that's it, really. Everything else is actually kind of good, but they're still pretty powerful, even without that considered. Surprisingly, I'd say Isengard's a very, very strong faction. Sadly, it doesn't look like Matty is able to take advantage of the fact his opponent was crippled because of the Army of the Dead, and he's also not building catapults, which is a bit of a oversight, I'd say. He's not going to be getting too far without the catapults, especially with armies of orcs and crap like that. Till now has forged blades and heavy armor on his Warg Raiders. That would make them incredibly useful for harassing farms. I mean, at the moment, DoDGeR's actually doing poorly. Very poorly. He's made a few attacks that almost won, but really, look at the state of his base. It's not very impressive, is it? He's got a farm here, farm there, a couple of barracks. But really, there's nothing in front of his fort, so if some siege was brought out, say, by Isengard, he could actually do a lot of damage to the fort without anything in between it. Sadly, doesn't seem to be the case either. Everybody's got really, really bad economies, and they're not expanding quick enough, I feel. Like, when you lose all these farms, it is imperative that you get those farms back up, or else you're just gonna get starved out of money, really. Target the trebuchets. Does MattysMirk? I thought he was a good player. Does he not know how to smash trebuchets with flying units? It's aggravating to watch. There you go. In case you're curious, flyers pretty much one-shot almost always catapults. In mass. One swoop and he could have killed it and then flown off. He's done that multiple times. MattysMirk is a very good player, actually. Which is why I'm surprised he's doing things like that. I mean, he did always lose his Kumo, of course. But, I mean, he had time to take a swoop at Boromir, which does nothing. I'd say both teams are stalemating again. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping it wouldn't be too long of a replay, because I'm actually recording this very late. So it'll probably actually be the only video going out tomorrow. Because of that. I won't have time to do anything else. But oh well. Such is the way of things. Gorgon Spire's almost off cooldown. Got 2 Haradrim Palaces. Pumping out Easterlings and Haradrim Archers. He's now getting catapults, thank God. Trolls would be a great addition to his army, though. I don't know why he's not trolling. Why are you not trolling? Or maybe he is trolling. But trolling by not trolling. My mind is blown. Alright, so there we go. He's got a catapult. He's getting into... I'm not sure what he's doing. I feel like some players would really benefit from using attack move. I don't know. That's when you know things are going badly. DoDGeR's throwing up a wall. which of course will just allow Till to start building up. A wall may sound good in theory. I love a good wall. But really what a wall does is just delays you most of the time from getting anything to repel your enemy. It's coming out of the forts. Aragorn came out and took a huge hit already. Ooh, Sauron's very close. Getting out of there. The fort is being brought down though. Will Aragorn and Boromir be able to stop the destruction of their fortress? Perhaps, perhaps not. Doesn't look like he's even going to try it. Catapults are doing very little to the fort though. It's going to be said. Upgraded Gondor fort. Takes very little damage from catapults apparently. Those Mordor ones. Over on this other side though, Till has got armies of upgraded Uruk-hai. He's also summoned Wildmen in there. He's got Lurtz and Saruman trapped inside the wall there. Looks like he killed a builder off as well. Nasty. So yeah, definitely DoDGeR is out. I think we can safely say he's pretty much donezo. And it is only a matter of time before Striker as well is going to lose. They had a few opportunities to win the game, but they just could not seal the deal, unfortunately. I feel like it would have been better if you went for Earthquake. Earthquake, much better to get to Mordor, I feel. At least. He would have been able to Earthquake this, get rid of all this stuff here. And then he could have just walked in with some trebuchets and an army. Cleaned him up. Unfortunately, went for Army of the Dead, which... I mean, it's useful, don't get me wrong, but... Generally, you're just Army of the Deading armies of orcs and Easterlings and stuff, which are very replaceable, is the problem. The buildings, on the other hand, much less replaceable. So I feel like Army of the Dead, not always as good of a choice. But goddamn does Aragorn look good. Look at that. Look at that. Armor! Sick. Alright. Got Black Riders here as well. So that'll stop Boromir and Aragorn from doing anything tricksy. And he's gonna summon a Walrock for good measure. And a worm. He's gonna go out in style. There you go. There's the Cloud Break. Of course, Cloud Break not gonna... Why would you just start hitting the fort without igniting? You're literally losing at 50% damage. Ah! Aragorn is ravaging the Black Riders, though. Look at him. Between him and Boromir, those Black Riders are dying quick. But the fort should go down regardless. Matty has more than enough power here. One more should do it. Down it goes. Surprisingly, Striker actually, his fort fell before DoDGeR's did. Of course, there's not much attacking DoDGeR's fort, to be fair. It's just Saruman and a couple pikes and Lurtz. But they will get the fort as well. There you go. DoDGeR's been defeated. And shortly after, Striker will be defeated as well. Oh dear. Boromir and Aragorn have fallen into shadow by a giant fire demon. An unfortunate fate. And there you go. The northern team is victorious. Till and MattysMirk. Cool. So yeah, pretty decent game. There's a lot of things that were definitely not the best play, but you know, not every game I cast is gonna be super pro, so that's fine. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hopefully you all enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King. Patch 2.2. See you all next time.